Well, hello and good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. It's good to be here. So today's tutorial is about practicing an ILS landing. So in this tutorial, we'll be discussing how we can practice ILS landing over and over and over again without needing to create a complete flight plan. Let's click on the arrival airport directly, and in this case we are gonna perform an ILS landing, practice an ILS landing in Dubai International Airport. You can do it at an airport of your choice. So you can see you entered your destination directly without touching the arrival, and the plane is in midair. It's in the vicinity of the airport that you have chosen. So it's Dubai vicinity in this case because we're gonna land on Dubai International Airport. This now enables you to perform a landing, whether ILS or otherwise. So let's practice. So here we are. Let's enjoy the scenery for a while. And you can see the plane is in a position where the landing gear is down, its flaps are down, and I'm sure plane would be descending down. It's about 11 nautical miles from the Dubai International Airport. So let's click on play, and first thing is just pause the simulation and make sure that the radio is not controlled by AI. You are doing the radio by yourself. So the first thing that we need to do is go to the flight management computer and click on flight plan. Now from there we need to click on the airport where we want to land. So in this case it's Dubai, and then click on arrival. This will now show you the list of airport, all the available ILS landing enabled runways. So in this case there are 4 runways. It's 30 right and left and 12 right and left. Now it's quite important to understand where the runways are and how these are, the direction of the plane that we are approaching the runways from. So it's quite important to understand. So you can see the direction from where we are approaching, it is 30. So the runways, this is 30 right and this one is 30 left. It's just the left is overwritten by this text. And if you check out the other side, the plane is basically, it's centered with the mid of the airport. It's not the runway. And if you check out the runway numbers on the other side, you will find it's 12 right and 12 left. So in case you choose your runway to be 12 or right to left, you are gonna run into trouble and you won't be able to figure it out why you're not able to choose the proper runway for landing. So it's important to understand the direction that you are approaching the airport from. And so in this case we either can choose the runway 30 left or 30 right. So we are going to choose the runway 30 right, and we'll be good to go. We don't have to come around the other side, or there won't be any confusion like that. So let's now choose runway 30 right, and make sure you're clicking on no transition because we don't want any other waypoint popping in the way. And let's click on insert, and there you can see on the display the course has been charted. So let's click on landing system information, and you can see the diamond for the glide slope and the localizer is already there, and they are pretty much centered, but currently we are descending manually. So let's turn on the autopilot and auto throttle, and let's turn on the approach mode. So here you will soon see the glide slope. Localizer we have already captured, but glide slope we have yet to capture. But with that diamond touching the center yellow line, I'm sure we'll be quickly capturing the glide slope and we'll start descending. So let's unpause the simulation, and you will shortly be seeing glide slope turn into green just like the localizer icon. Let's wait for a while. So there you go. Now the plane is descending on glide slope. So your plane is completely ready for, and it's doing an ILS landing. So This is how you can take advantage of setting up your flight plan and not have to go through flying a complete flight starting from an airport, doing a takeoff, and then coming around to get aligned with the runway. So I'm going to change the throttle, and I see that the speed is going too low right now. So yeah, I have engaged. Also, there you go, you can see the thrust lever isn't set to climb. So unless you set the thrust lever to climb, your plane won't be managing the thrust automatically. So now it is engaged, and it's managing the speed, and it's not slowing down unnecessarily. So we are descending down decently, and now speed is also managed. I'm sure we can now change it to managed mode without us setting down the speed. So we are descending on a glide slope quite well, and the diamond of the localizer is also centered, so we are well aligned with the runway. The plane will keep aligning itself with the runway and to address any effect from the wind. There you can see there's some wind, so plane will keep adjusting. So we are descending down quite decently. What I'll do is at about 100 feet above the runway, I'll disengage autopilot, and at 30 feet I'll be flaring, and then as I hear the recall for retard, I'll just moving the thrust to idle. Landing is something that you should practice quite often to perfect it. It takes a lot. Even now I just run into trouble at times, particularly with relation to flaring. So practice is key, and in this video I have just shown you the way to practice it without having to go through the trouble of creating and flying a whole flight from one airport to another, or from the same airport even. We can just start about 10 to 11 nautical miles from the airport and just practice your landing by the manual or ILS. So it's 300. At 100 I'll disengage autopilot. So at 30 I'll start flaring. So I'll move my thrust to idle. Slightly bumpy landing, but not bad. I'm improving. So this was about practicing an ILS landing and how to set up your flight for practicing the ILS landing. So if you have any questions, if you want to watch any particular videos, just drop in the comment and I'll do it for you. So I hope you had fun as I had. See you in the next video. Bye bye.